Everything begins in the mind. Before the first step, before the first action, before the world even notices your existence, there is the battlefield of your thoughts, the invisible war that defines every outcome in your life. Most people wander through life unaware of the power, the danger, and the opportunity that exists within their own psyche. They let their fears, doubts, and distractions control their every move. They are enslaved by their own indecision, trapped by their own insecurities, and consumed by the chaos they refuse to confront. But you are not here to wander, you are here to master, you are here to take control of the one thing that truly determines whether you will rise or fall, your mind. The human mind is not just a vessel for thought, it is a weapon, a tool, and the architect of reality itself. Whatever you believe, whatever you focus on, whatever you allow to dominate your consciousness becomes your world. And right now, you are standing at the threshold of a transformation so powerful that once you step across it, your entire existence will shift. The psyche is deceptive. It will whisper lies, convincing you that you are too small, too weak, or too late. It will replay past failures in vivid detail, painting them as permanent proof that you cannot succeed. It will tempt you with comfort, distraction, and excuses, while your dreams burn quietly in the background. The truth is, your mind can be your greatest ally or your deadliest enemy. Every thought you feed, every belief you nurture, and every perception you allow will either imprison you or liberate you. Right now, you have the choice. Will you allow your mind to control you, or will you seize control of it with ruthless clarity? Will you surrender to fear, or will you embrace the unshakable power that lies dormant inside, waiting for you to awaken it? This is not a call for temporary inspiration. This is not a motivational whisper that fades when the real world hits. This is a command to awaken the part of you that refuses to settle, the part of you that knows you are capable of more than you have ever allowed yourself to imagine. Your psyche holds the keys to your identity, your focus, and your potential. It is the force that determines whether you chase mediocrity or dominance. And once you understand how to harness it, once you learn to program it with intent, your life will never be the same. You will begin to see obstacles not as barriers, but as tests. You will begin to see setbacks not as failures, but as accelerators. You will begin to operate with a clarity, intensity, and purpose that makes hesitation impossible and mediocrity irrelevant. This journey is not for the faint-hearted. It is for those who are ready to confront themselves in the mirror, who are willing to question every belief that has held them back, and who are determined to rewire their mind to operate at the level of winners, champions, and legends. Every moment you spend distracted, doubtful, or fearful is a moment wasted, a moment surrendered to mediocrity. But every moment you commit to mastering your mind, every second you invest in focus, resilience, and clarity compounds into unstoppable momentum. Right now, the choice is yours. The battle begins in your thoughts, and the war is won by those who refuse to surrender until they have transformed themselves into the version of themselves they were always meant to be. Your mind is your power. Your focus is your weapon. Your victory begins the moment you decide to take control and refuse to let go until you win. Too many people wander through life waiting for someone else to notice them, waiting for opportunities to fall into their lap, waiting for validation, recognition, and approval from the world around them. They spend their energy pleasing everyone, worrying about what others think, and adjusting themselves to fit into spaces that were never meant for them. This is the opposite of winning. If you want to rise above, if you want to dominate your life and achieve the results that others only dream about, the first and most important step is to focus on yourself, completely, relentlessly, and unapologetically. Focusing on you is not selfish, it is essential. Until you understand this, until you embrace the idea that you are your most valuable asset, nothing else in your life will change. When you start putting yourself first, not in arrogance, but in strategic clarity, you begin to see life differently. You begin to prioritize what matters, eliminate what doesn't, and build a foundation that no one can shake. Self-focus starts in the mind. Your mind is where the battle begins, and the moment you allow distractions, opinions, and external pressures to dominate your thinking, you have lost before you even begin. Winners understand this. They know that their time, energy, and mental space are finite resources, and they protect them fiercely. They guard their attention like a fortress, because attention is the currency of achievement. If you are constantly giving it away to people, drama, or things that do not align with your vision, you will never reach the level you are capable of. Focusing on yourself means learning to say no to the unnecessary, the toxic, and the irrelevant. It means stopping the endless comparison game, the habit of looking over your shoulder to measure yourself against others. Every minute spent worrying about someone else's journey is a minute stolen from your own. Every thought wasted on envy, distraction, or fear is energy diverted from your personal growth. You cannot grow, you cannot win if your attention is scattered. When you truly focus on yourself, you begin to understand your strengths, your weaknesses, and your true potential. You start to take responsibility for your life in a way that others cannot. You stop blaming circumstances, people, or luck, and start asking yourself one question repeatedly: what can I do today to move closer to my goals? This is not a vague motivation, it is a daily discipline. It is waking up each morning with a purpose so strong that nothing can shake you. It is building a life that aligns with your values and ambitions, not one that conforms to societal expectations or the comfort of others. Focusing on you is about cultivating clarity. It is about identifying what drives you, what excites you, what scares you, and then using all of that as fuel to push harder than anyone else. Self-focus also requires you to embrace solitude without fear. Many people are uncomfortable being alone with their thoughts because they have not learned to face themselves. They distract themselves with noise, social media, and constant activity, but true power comes when you can sit in silence, analyze your life, and confront your weaknesses. In those quiet moments, you discover truths about yourself that are hidden in the chaos of everyday life. You learn what drives you, what holds you back, and what must be done to become the person you were meant to be. Solitude is not loneliness. It is the workshop of champions, the laboratory of personal mastery. The more comfortable you are with yourself, the more unstoppable you become, because you no longer rely on external factors for confidence, motivation, or validation. Another critical aspect of focusing on yourself is understanding that your life is a reflection of your habits and choices. No one else can control your discipline, your work ethic, or your mindset. If you are waiting for someone to push you, inspire you, or motivate you, you will always be behind. Winners take ownership of their actions and their time. They wake up early, they work hard, they train their mind and body, and they never settle for mediocrity. Focusing on you is not passive, it is relentless. It is a conscious decision every single day to invest in yourself, to become the best version of you, and to refuse to be distracted by excuses or external drama. The world will try to pull you in every direction, but your job is to pull yourself forward. Focusing on yourself also means investing in growth, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. It means reading, learning, and absorbing knowledge that expands your mind. It means surrounding yourself with people who challenge you, not those who drain you. It means saying no to comfort zones and pushing into discomfort, because that is where growth lives. Every small improvement you make compounds over time into massive results. The power of self-focus is not just in doing more, it is in doing what matters most consistently, without distraction, without apology, without hesitation. The journey of focusing on yourself is not easy, because the world constantly pressures you to look outside for happiness, success, and validation. But every step you take toward yourself is a step away from weakness, distraction, and defeat. It requires courage to prioritize your goals, to commit to your vision, and to block out the noise of critics, doubters, and those who want to see you fail. It requires discipline to stay consistent when no one is watching and when the results are not immediate. It requires a relentless belief that your life, your success, and your happiness depend entirely on the effort you put into yourself. And here is the truth: when you focus on you, the results follow. When you protect your mind, invest in your growth, and act with relentless purpose, you begin to attract opportunities, resources, and people who align with your vision. You no longer chase success. Success starts to chase you. Life becomes less about proving anything to anyone else and more about mastering your own existence. Your confidence, your power, and your results all increase exponentially because you are no longer scattered, lost, or dependent on the approval of others. You are the force, the leader, and the warrior of your own life. The power of self-focus is the foundation of winning. Until you put yourself first, until you commit fully to your own growth, until you guard your attention, energy, and time like treasures, nothing else matters. Everything in life starts with you. Everything begins when you stop looking outside and start building within. Focus on you relentlessly, without hesitation, without distraction, without compromise. Your dreams, your success, your life, all of it depends on how committed you are to yourself. There is no shortcut, no easy path, no external savior. There is only you, your choices, and your relentless focus until you win. The moment you understand this, the moment you live it, is the moment your life begins to change forever. Life is full of noise, full of voices that pull you away from your purpose, full of distractions that keep you from becoming the person you are capable of being. If you want to win, if you want to dominate your life and reach heights others only dream about, you must learn to break free from the chains that hold you down. These chains are not always visible. Sometimes they are subtle habits, toxic relationships, endless scrolling on social media, or the constant chatter of self-doubt. Sometimes they are loud and obvious, like people who drain your energy or circumstances that seem designed to keep you small. Whatever form they take, they share one purpose: to keep you distracted, scattered, and mediocre. Winning requires you to eliminate these chains entirely. It is not optional, it is essential. Until you remove everything that does not serve your purpose, you will remain trapped in a cycle of wasted potential, constantly spinning but never moving forward. Distractions are the silent killers of success. They are subtle, seductive, and everywhere. Every notification, every irrelevant conversation, every unimportant task you allow to steal your attention chips away at your potential. Most people underestimate the power of focus. They think they can multitask, juggle responsibilities, and still achieve greatness. But greatness is not a product of divided attention. It is born from unwavering focus, from relentless dedication to what truly matters. When you commit to breaking free from distractions, you start to see life differently. You begin to prioritize your energy, your time, and your effort. You learn to say no to the trivial, to the unnecessary, to the things that waste your mental space. Every yes you give to a distraction is a no to your future. Every moment you allow yourself to be pulled in 1,000 directions is a moment you steal from your own victory. Negativity is another chain, often more dangerous than distractions because it resides in your mind. Negativity comes in many forms: doubt, fear, comparison, resentment, and the voices of people who do not believe in you. It whispers that you are not enough, that your dreams are unrealistic, that success is meant for someone else. If you listen, if you allow it to take root, it will paralyze you. Negativity is a poison that seeps slowly, clouding judgment, draining energy, and convincing you that mediocrity is acceptable. But you are not here to settle, you are here to win. You must learn to identify negativity in all its forms and remove it from your life. This means cutting out toxic people who feed off your energy, ignoring voices that doubt you, and rejecting thoughts that diminish your worth. Your mind is the battlefield, and the moment negativity takes control, you lose the war before it even begins. Breaking free from distractions and negativity requires discipline. It is not enough to simply want change, you must enforce it with ruthless consistency. Start by auditing your life. Examine every habit, every relationship, every source of input, and ask yourself a simple question: does this serve my growth? Does this move me closer to my goals? If the answer is no, remove it. Be relentless. Be aggressive in protecting your attention and energy. This might mean turning off your phone during critical work, leaving social circles that drain you, or cutting ties with people who do not support your vision. It will feel uncomfortable at first because growth rarely comes from comfort. But discomfort is the proving ground of champions. The more you remove what holds you back, the more space you create for what propels you forward. Clarity is born from elimination. When you remove distractions, your mind becomes sharper. When you silence negativity, your focus becomes unstoppable. The human mind is like a laser. It can cut through obstacles, break barriers, and achieve the impossible, but only if it is concentrated, intense, and unwavering. Every distraction diffuses your power. Every negative thought weakens it. The strongest, most successful people in the world did not get there by being scattered or listening to the doubters. They got there by eliminating everything that did not serve them, by protecting their focus with the ferocity of a lion, and by refusing to let anything or anyone steal their energy. Breaking chains also requires a new level of self-awareness. You must recognize your triggers, understand what pulls you off course, and take proactive steps to neutralize them. It is not enough to hope for discipline. Discipline must be engineered. Create environments that support your goals. Fill your life with people, routines, and systems that align with your vision. Remove temptation before it even reaches you. The strongest form of control is preemptive control. You decide what enters your mind, what occupies your time, and what shapes your energy. The world will try to distract you, but your focus is your weapon. Use it strategically, relentlessly, and without compromise. Breaking chains is not just about avoiding the negative. It is about replacing it with the positive. Eliminate distractions, and then fill the void with purpose, action, and growth. Replace negativity with empowering thoughts, affirmations, and habits that push you forward. Surround yourself with people who inspire, challenge, and elevate you. Seek knowledge relentlessly. Work tirelessly. Let every moment of your day be an investment in your future. When your energy is aligned, your focus unshakable, and your mind clear, you become a force that cannot be stopped. The process is ongoing. Chains will always attempt to reappear. Old habits, toxic influences, and distractions are relentless. That is why self-discipline must be relentless too. You must constantly evaluate, adjust, and reinforce your boundaries. Every time you resist a distraction, every time you reject a negative thought, you are strengthening the muscle of focus. Every small victory compounds, building momentum that becomes unstoppable. Your life becomes a reflection of your discipline, your environment, and your energy. The more you break free, the higher you rise. When you finally commit to eliminating distractions and negativity, life begins to reward you in ways you never imagined. Your productivity soars, your mindset strengthens, opportunities appear because your focus allows you to see them. Your confidence grows because your energy is no longer wasted. You begin to move through life with purpose, clarity, and intensity. You no longer drift, you dominate. You no longer react, you act. You no longer wait, you execute. This is the power of breaking chains. This is the power of eliminating what holds you back. This is the power of focus, energy, and relentless discipline. Remember, the chains that bind you are not external. They are within your mind, within your habits, within your environment. The moment you take responsibility for removing them, the moment you refuse to allow distractions and negativity to control your life, is the moment you step into your power. You become unstoppable because your energy is yours, your focus is unbreakable, and your life becomes a reflection of your relentless pursuit of victory. To win, you must break free. To rise, you must eliminate what holds you down. To succeed, you must protect your mind, your energy, and your purpose with absolute ferocity. Until you do this, nothing changes. The moment you do, everything changes. Success is not a matter of luck, talent, or circumstance. It is a matter of mindset. The world does not reward those who wait, hope, or wish for a better life. It rewards those who think like winners, act like winners, and refuse to accept anything less than their ultimate potential. Your mind is the command center of everything you do. Every action, every choice, every outcome in your life originates from the way you think. If your mind is weak, scattered, or dominated by fear and doubt, no amount of effort, skill, or opportunity will carry you to victory. But if you can master your thoughts, if you can rewire your mind to see possibilities where others see obstacles, if you can train yourself to respond to challenges with power, instead of panic, you step into a realm of life where winning becomes inevitable. A winner's mindset is not born. It is built, crafted, and forged through relentless practice and self-awareness. It starts with understanding that thoughts are not harmless. They are seeds that grow into actions, habits, and eventually results. Every negative thought, every doubt, every fear is like a chain wrapped around your potential, keeping you trapped in mediocrity. Conversely, every empowering thought, every vision of success, every unwavering belief in your ability is a spark that ignites progress. The moment you realize that your mind is your most powerful tool and that the quality of your life is determined by the quality of your thinking, you begin the journey of transformation. You start to see that success is not external, it is internal. It begins in your thoughts, grows through your beliefs, and manifests through your actions. Rewiring your thoughts requires self-discipline and radical honesty. You must identify the patterns that hold you back, the fear of failure, the habit of procrastination, the tendency to compare yourself to others. These mental patterns are invisible enemies working against you every day without mercy. A winner recognizes these enemies, confronts them, and replaces them with thoughts that empower rather than weaken. It is not enough to wish for confidence. You must program your mind to believe in it. It is not enough to hope for courage. You must internalize it until it becomes your default response. Every thought you entertain shapes your identity. If you allow doubt, fear, and negativity to dominate, you will become a person who doubts, fears, and fails. But if you feed your mind with relentless belief, vision, and mental strength, you become a person who wins, dominates, and conquers. Visualization is a key tool in rewiring the mind. Winners do not just act, they see the victory in advance. They imagine themselves overcoming challenges, achieving goals, and rising above adversity. This is not daydreaming, it is a deliberate act of training your brain to accept success as inevitable. When your mind believes in your victory before it happens, your actions become sharper, your decisions become more aligned, and your resilience becomes unbreakable. Your subconscious begins to work for you rather than against you, aligning your energy, effort, and focus toward achieving the outcome you have already accepted as yours. This is how champions train, mentally, emotionally, and strategically, long before they see results in the physical world. A winner's mindset also means embracing responsibility and rejecting excuses. Winners do not blame circumstances, people, or luck for their failures. They understand that every obstacle, every setback, every criticism is an opportunity to strengthen the mind and sharpen the edge. The moment you stop blaming and start owning, you reclaim control over your life. You shift from being a victim of circumstances to a creator of outcomes. Every challenge becomes a test, every failure a lesson, every struggle a stepping stone. This is how mindset transforms reality. Because your thoughts shape your perception shapes your decisions, and your decisions shape your destiny. Fear is one of the greatest enemies of a winner's mindset. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of losing comfort. These are chains that paralyze potential. But a winner understands that fear is not a signal to stop. It is a signal to act. Fear is a compass pointing toward growth, toward challenge, toward the territory where transformation happens. The mind of a winner does not deny fear. It acknowledges it, studies it, and then moves forward anyway. This is the mental toughness that separates the average from the extraordinary. You must train your mind to see fear as fuel, uncertainty as opportunity, and pressure as a chance to prove your strength. Equally important is the elimination of doubt. Doubt is like a shadow creeping over your potential, quietly undermining your confidence and weakening your resolve. To rewire your mind, you must consciously choose belief over doubt every single day. Affirmations, self-talk, and intentional focus on your capabilities are not optional, they are essential. You must feed your mind a diet of belief, resilience, and determination while starving it of indecision, negativity, and hesitation. Your thoughts will then dictate your actions, and your actions will become unstoppable momentum toward victory. Another aspect of a winner's mindset is relentless positivity without naivety. This does not mean ignoring reality or pretending challenges do not exist. It means facing every situation with the unwavering belief that a solution exists, that you have the power to overcome, and that success is inevitable if you persist. The mind of a winner looks for the lesson in every failure, the opportunity in every setback, and the growth in every struggle. By consistently focusing on solutions rather than problems, winners maintain clarity, confidence, and momentum in the face of adversity. Consistency is the ultimate test of a winner's mindset. It is not enough to think like a winner for a day, a week, or a month. True mental mastery comes from thinking like a winner every day, in every situation, especially when the world challenges you the most. The mind that is trained, disciplined, and focused becomes a weapon, cutting through distractions, fear, and doubt. Your thoughts shape your energy shapes your habits shape your actions, and your actions shape your destiny. The process is sequential and unstoppable when your mindset is aligned with your purpose. To rewire your thoughts for success, you must also cultivate patience and long-term vision. Winners do not expect instant results. They understand that true success is built over time, through deliberate, consistent effort fueled by the mind's unwavering belief in victory. Every day becomes a chance to strengthen the mental muscles, to cultivate resilience, and to reinforce the belief that no obstacle is too great, no challenge insurmountable, and no dream unattainable. This is how champions are made, not by luck, not by circumstance, but by the relentless, disciplined, and intentional cultivation of a mind that refuses to settle for anything less than greatness. Ultimately, the mindset of a winner is the foundation upon which all victories are built. It is the invisible engine driving relentless action, strategic decisions, and unstoppable perseverance. Until your thoughts are rewired for success, until your mind is conditioned to see possibilities instead of limitations, every effort you make will be scattered, inconsistent, and incomplete. But the moment you commit to mastering your mind, the moment you discipline your thoughts, the moment you reject doubt and embrace belief, you step into a life where winning is no longer a hope. It becomes your default state. The mind of a winner is a fortress, a weapon, and a sanctuary of unstoppable power. Feed it, train it, protect it, and watch how everything in your life changes. Desire alone is not enough to create success. Desire is fleeting, unstable, and often unreliable. It comes in waves, rising and falling with your emotions, your circumstances, and your mood. Many people mistake desire for motivation, believing that if they feel like it enough, they will achieve greatness. This is a dangerous illusion. Motivation is temporary. Discipline is permanent. Discipline is what separates dreamers from achievers, wishful thinkers from unstoppable doers, and ordinary people from those who dominate every area of their lives. Until you understand that discipline is the engine and desire is just the spark, you will continue to chase results that always feel just out of reach. Discipline is not a suggestion. It is the requirement, the foundation, and the invisible force that turns potential into achievement. Discipline is forged through repetition, consistency, and unwavering commitment to your goals. It is waking up before the world demands it, showing up even when you are tired, and doing the work no one else is willing to do. Desire alone will not get you out of bed at 5 a.m. to grind, nor will it push you through pain, setbacks, or failures. Discipline will. Discipline turns action into habit, and habit is the architecture of success. The moment you prioritize discipline over fleeting desire, you stop relying on mood or emotion to guide your life. You stop waiting for inspiration to strike. You stop making excuses and start producing results. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be, and the stronger your discipline, the shorter that bridge becomes. Habits are the manifestation of discipline. Every choice you make, every action you repeat, becomes a building block of your life. If your habits are weak, inconsistent, or undisciplined, your results will reflect that. If your habits are intentional, structured, and aligned with your goals, success becomes inevitable. The process of building habits is simple in theory, but demanding in practice. It requires a conscious decision to do what needs to be done, even when you do not feel like it. It requires a willingness to endure discomfort, resist instant gratification, and prioritize long-term growth over short-term pleasure. This is the essence of discipline over desire, the ability to act in alignment with your future self, even when your present self protests. Discipline is a mental muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. Each time you resist the temptation to slack off, procrastinate, or chase temporary pleasure, you are strengthening your ability to stay focused, committed, and consistent. Each time you push through resistance, discomfort, and doubt, you build resilience that compounds over time. It is not about occasional bursts of effort. It is about daily, relentless action that becomes non-negotiable. Discipline is a lifestyle, a mindset, and a standard you set for yourself. It is the unwavering commitment to do what must be done, regardless of feelings, circumstances, or obstacles. One of the most powerful aspects of discipline over desire is its ability to create freedom. Many people mistakenly believe that discipline restricts them, that following a strict routine or committing to hard work limits their life. The truth is the opposite. Discipline liberates you. It gives you control over your time, your energy, and your results. It allows you to master your life rather than be mastered by your impulses, emotions, or external distractions. The disciplined person is free because they are no longer at the mercy of mood swings, cravings, or fleeting motivation. They can channel their energy into purposeful action, creating opportunities and outcomes that others can only dream of. Discipline also transforms pain into progress. Life is filled with challenges, setbacks, and obstacles that test your resolve. The undisciplined person reacts to these challenges with avoidance, excuses, or despair. The disciplined person sees these challenges as signals, opportunities to grow, and moments to reinforce habits that fuel progress. Every failure becomes a lesson, every difficulty a proving ground, and every moment of discomfort a step closer to mastery. Discipline allows you to act consistently even when it hurts, even when it is inconvenient, and even when your desire is absent. It is the anchor that holds you steady when the storms of life threaten to pull you off course. To truly embrace discipline over desire, you must master self-awareness and intentionality. This means knowing your weaknesses, understanding your triggers, and designing your environment and routines to support your goals. It means creating habits that minimize resistance and maximize consistency. It is not enough to want change, you must engineer it. Set up systems that force you to follow through, routines that make success unavoidable, and rituals that condition your mind and body to perform at the highest level. Discipline thrives in structure, repetition, and accountability. The stronger your systems, the less you rely on fleeting desire, and the more your habits carry you toward victory. Discipline is also about delayed gratification. The world is full of distractions that promise instant pleasure but steal long-term results. Social media, entertainment, comfort, and indulgence offer temporary satisfaction while diverting your energy from growth. Winners learn to delay gratification. They prioritize the long-term payoff over the short-term temptation. They understand that every moment invested in productive, disciplined action compounds into massive returns. They know that sacrificing today's fleeting pleasure for tomorrow's extraordinary results is not deprivation, it is empowerment. Discipline is the ability to endure discomfort now to secure dominance later, and this ability separates ordinary lives from extraordinary ones. Accountability is another critical component. Discipline is strengthened when you hold yourself responsible for your actions and outcomes. Winners track their habits, measure their progress, and confront themselves with brutal honesty. They do not excuse failure, they analyze it, learn from it, and adjust. They measure their consistency, evaluate their routines, and optimize their habits for maximum growth. The disciplined mind is meticulous, intentional, and relentless. It understands that small, consistent actions repeated over time build empires, while sporadic bursts of effort lead only to fleeting results. Discipline over desire is the secret weapon of champions because it creates unstoppable momentum. Desire fades, motivation fluctuates, and emotions are unreliable, but discipline persists. When desire runs out, discipline takes over. When obstacles appear, discipline carries you through. When the world doubts you, discipline fuels your persistence. It is the invisible engine that powers long-term success, the foundation upon which extraordinary achievements are built. By prioritizing discipline over fleeting desire, you ensure that your actions are consistent, your habits are aligned with your vision, and your results are inevitable. Ultimately, building habits that fuel growth is not about short-term effort. It is about long-term identity. You are not building temporary routines. You are becoming the type of person who succeeds naturally, effortlessly, and consistently. Every action, every choice, every habit you reinforce strengthens your identity as a disciplined, unstoppable, high-achieving individual. This is the transformation that separates those who talk about their dreams from those who live them. Discipline over desire is the pathway to mastery, achievement, and the life you have always envisioned. Until you commit to it fully, until you prioritize structured action over fleeting emotion, until you make consistency non-negotiable, you will remain trapped in cycles of wishful thinking. But the moment you embrace discipline, build habits with intention, and let consistency shape your identity, you step into a reality where growth is unstoppable, success is inevitable, and victory becomes your default state. Pain is unavoidable. Struggle is inevitable. Life does not hand out success freely, and the path to victory is never smooth. Everyone faces hardships, setbacks, and moments when it feels like the world is conspiring against them. What separates the winners from the losers is not the absence of pain, it is what they do with it. Most people shrink in the face of adversity. They complain, they blame, they retreat, and they allow struggle to define them. They become victims of circumstance, letting challenges diminish their spirit and limit their potential. But the truly unstoppable understand a simple truth: pain is fuel, struggle is power, and adversity is the forge in which greatness is created. Every wound, every failure, every moment of suffering carries within it the seed of transformation. It is your choice whether that seed grows into strength or remains buried beneath excuses, doubt, and self-pity. Turning pain into power requires a shift in perspective. Most people see pain as a punishment, a signal that life is unfair, or evidence that they are not capable. Winners see it differently. They understand that pain is a teacher, a mirror, and a challenge. It exposes weaknesses that must be strengthened. It tests resilience that must be built, and it demands growth that cannot be avoided. Every difficulty presents an opportunity to develop the traits that lead to success: courage, perseverance, focus, and determination. Pain is not the enemy. It is the raw material for your transformation. The moment you embrace struggle as fuel, you stop fearing it and start using it strategically. Adversity tests the mind, body, and spirit. It is in these moments of discomfort that your true character is revealed. When life pushes back, when challenges feel overwhelming, when everything seems to go wrong, the undisciplined fold under pressure. The disciplined, the focused, and the determined dig deeper. They turn anger into energy, frustration into focus, and setbacks into momentum. They understand that struggle is temporary, but the strength developed through struggle is permanent. Every time you endure, every time you overcome, every time you refuse to surrender, you grow stronger, sharper, and more capable. Pain is the fuel, your response is the fire that transforms it into power. Turning struggle into fuel requires emotional mastery. Pain often triggers fear, doubt, and despair. The weak allow emotions to control them, making poor decisions, avoiding action, and giving up. Winners recognize emotions as signals, not dictators. They acknowledge discomfort, but they do not allow it to dominate. They use emotional awareness to harness energy, channel it into action, and create results. Pain becomes a motivator rather than a barrier, a teacher rather than a jailer. The mind learns to respond to difficulty with clarity and purpose rather than chaos and hesitation. Emotional resilience turns adversity into a tool, and mastery of emotion is what allows struggle to become power. Reflection is another essential part of converting pain into strength. Every setback, failure, and difficult experience carries lessons, patterns, and opportunities for growth. Most people ignore them, repeating mistakes and complaining about circumstances. Winners analyze their pain, dissect their failures, and extract actionable wisdom. They ask, "What can I learn from this? How can I use this to improve? How can this make me stronger?" This approach transforms every hardship into a strategic advantage. Pain is no longer wasted energy. It becomes the blueprint for growth, a map guiding you toward mastery. Physical and mental endurance are developed through struggle. Life rarely presents challenges on your terms. Adversity will test your limits, push you beyond comfort, and demand more than you believe you can give. Those who turn pain into power respond with relentless effort, showing up even when exhausted, persisting even when results are not immediate, and pushing beyond limits until they discover strength they did not know existed. Pain becomes a forge, refining character, resilience, and discipline. Every difficult experience endured without surrender builds momentum and fortifies the mind against future challenges. Strength is not given, it is earned, hammered out through sweat, struggle, and refusal to quit. Turning struggle into fuel also means refusing to see failure as final. Failure is not defeat unless you let it define you. Winners understand that falling is inevitable, but staying down is a choice. Each failure carries lessons, each mistake teaches wisdom, and each setback contains the energy to propel you forward faster than before. Pain is temporary, but the mindset developed through persistence is permanent. By reframing struggle as a necessary part of progress, you create an unbreakable momentum. Every challenge faced and conquered adds to your confidence, your skills, and your power. Focus is critical in this process. Pain can be overwhelming, scattering attention and energy, making it easy to feel defeated or lost. The mind of a winner narrows attention on the solution, the lesson, and the next step. Rather than being paralyzed by hardship, they use struggle as a lens, focusing on what can be controlled, what can be learned, and how to move forward. Pain becomes a teacher, struggle becomes a roadmap, and adversity becomes a tool to sharpen skill, strategy, and character. Focus transforms chaos into clarity, and transforms difficulty into unstoppable momentum. Turning pain into power is also about building an unshakable identity. Every challenge overcome reinforces a sense of self that cannot be threatened by circumstance. Winners internalize struggle, embedding it into their identity as a person who does not quit, who thrives under pressure, and who rises no matter the obstacle. Pain becomes proof, evidence that they are capable, resilient, and destined for achievement. The identity created through overcoming adversity is permanent. It is what allows winners to face future challenges with confidence, courage, and relentless determination. Gratitude is a subtle but powerful aspect of this transformation. Pain often arrives as unwelcome, but the strongest learn to see the hidden gift within it. They recognize that without struggle, there is no growth. Without adversity, there is no opportunity to prove strength. Without challenge, there is no true mastery. Gratitude for struggle is not passive. It is an active choice to extract power, to learn, and to move forward with relentless energy. Every hardship embraced becomes a building block. Every struggle endured becomes a stepping stone, and every pain transformed becomes a weapon for future victories. The ultimate lesson is that power is not given. It is forged in fire, molded by adversity, and strengthened through struggle. Every great achievement in history, every champion, every successful person has experienced pain and chosen to convert it into fuel rather than let it destroy them. The ability to transform suffering into strength is not optional if you want to win, it is required. Life will test you repeatedly. It will push you, challenge you, and break you down. The question is not whether pain will come, but whether you will use it. Will you let it destroy you, or will you harness it, refine it, and let it propel you toward mastery, success, and ultimate victory? The choice is yours. When you embrace struggle, confront pain, and refuse to be defeated by circumstances, you develop a momentum that becomes unstoppable. Every wound endured, every setback overcome, and every challenge faced builds strength, resilience, and mental toughness. Pain becomes a companion, struggle becomes a teacher, and adversity becomes the very engine of your growth. Those who learn to use difficulty as fuel gain not only victory, but mastery over life itself. The moment you internalize this, the moment you commit to turning pain into power, you step into a life where nothing can stop you, where every challenge becomes an advantage, and where your potential becomes limitless. Action is the bridge between dreams and reality. Without it, plans, ideas, and visions remain nothing more than illusions floating in your mind. Most people talk about their goals, fantasize about success, and wish for a better life, but very few actually move. The world is full of potential that never materializes, not because people lack talent or opportunity, but because they fail to act relentlessly. Winners understand that action is not occasional. It is habitual. It is not reactive. It is deliberate and strategic. To achieve greatness, to dominate your field, and to create a life beyond average, you must commit to outworking everyone else every single day, without fail, without compromise, and without excuses. Relentless action begins with discipline. Discipline forces you to act when desire wanes, when motivation fades, and when obstacles appear. Most people wait for the perfect conditions, the perfect timing, or the perfect emotional state before taking action. Winners do not wait. They create conditions, seize time, and move regardless of how they feel. Every day is an opportunity, every hour a resource, and every minute a chance to get closer to your goals. Outworking everyone is not a suggestion. It is a commitment to dominate your schedule, protect your energy, and maximize your output without apology. This is the difference between those who dream and those who achieve. Relentless action requires intensity. It is not enough to simply show up. You must attack every task with focus, energy, and determination. Many people confuse activity with productivity, filling their days with busyness that accomplishes little. True action is intentional, directed toward results, and executed with precision. Winners identify what matters most and pour their energy into it, ignoring distractions, trivialities, and wasted effort. Every effort must have purpose, every task must align with your vision, and every moment must be leveraged as a step toward mastery. Outworking everyone is not about doing more, it is about doing what counts consistently, relentlessly, and without hesitation. Consistency is the heartbeat of relentless action. One day of effort does not create momentum, and 1 week of intensity cannot sustain progress. Success is a long-term game, won by those who commit to persistent, daily action even when results are invisible, delayed, or uncertain. Champions understand that progress compounds. Every action, repeated over time, builds skill, confidence, and authority. Every small step, executed relentlessly, accumulates into massive results that the undisciplined cannot match. Outworking everyone means showing up even when it hurts, performing when no one is watching, and continuing when the world doubts, ignores, or opposes you. This consistency separates the extraordinary from the average. Relentless action also requires sacrifice. The path to achievement is not paved with comfort. It is built on discipline, sacrifice, and relentless pursuit. People who succeed understand that leisure, instant gratification, and comfort must often be delayed or abandoned entirely in favor of work that produces results. Every moment spent chasing comfort is a moment stolen from growth, mastery, and dominance. Outworking everyone demands courage to sacrifice short-term pleasure for long-term gains. It demands commitment to endure discomfort, embrace challenge, and remain focused on the mission regardless of temptation or distraction. Focus is critical in executing relentless action. Energy is limited and attention is easily diverted. Outworking everyone is not about spreading yourself thin. It is about concentrating your efforts on what matters most. Winners prioritize, eliminate distractions, and dedicate their time to high-value actions that create results. The ability to focus relentlessly ensures that every ounce of energy is transformed into productive output. Without focus, action is wasted. With focus, effort becomes a weapon, capable of cutting through obstacles, overcoming resistance, and propelling you toward your goals at an unstoppable pace. Relentless action thrives on resilience. Every journey to success encounters resistance, failures, setbacks, criticism, and unexpected obstacles. The undisciplined retreat at the first sign of difficulty, the relentless push forward, even in the face of adversity, is what separates winners from quitters. Action in isolation is not enough. It must be sustained despite difficulty. Resilience transforms setbacks into learning experiences, mistakes into strategy, and opposition into fuel. Those who act relentlessly understand that failure is not the end. It is information, guidance, and a chance to refine strategy. Outworking everyone requires the ability to endure, adapt, and keep moving regardless of circumstance. Relentless action demands urgency. Time is finite, and hesitation is costly. Many people delay action because they are afraid, uncertain, or waiting for permission. Winners operate with immediacy. They understand that the window of opportunity is fleeting, that the market waits for no one, and that every moment wasted is momentum lost. Outworking everyone means recognizing the value of time, acting decisively, and moving at a pace that leaves others struggling to keep up. Speed, combined with precision, is a weapon that amplifies results and separates champions from the competition. Accountability is another key aspect. To act relentlessly, you must hold yourself responsible for results. No excuses, no blame, no waiting for others to drive your effort. Winners track their progress, measure outcomes, and confront themselves with brutal honesty. Action without accountability is meaningless. Action with accountability becomes unstoppable. Outworking everyone requires constant evaluation, adjustment, and optimization of every effort, ensuring that each day builds toward mastery, success, and dominance. Relentless action is amplified by passion and purpose. Work without meaning is tedious, exhausting, and unsustainable. Winners find deep connection to their goals, aligning every task with a vision that excites and motivates them. Purpose fuels energy, focus, and resilience, turning even the hardest work into a source of momentum. When action is driven by meaningful purpose, it becomes unstoppable. The hours are no longer burdens, they are opportunities. The challenges become tests of will, and the setbacks become stepping stones. Passion and purpose magnify relentless effort into extraordinary results. Finally, relentless action is the foundation of legacy. Those who act consistently, intensely, and strategically leave behind results that endure. Effort compounds, habits solidify, and momentum grows, producing a life of achievement, impact, and influence. Outworking everyone ensures that your work is not just temporary, it echoes, influences, and inspires. The relentless do not wait for opportunity, they create it. They do not hope for success, they manufacture it through unyielding action. To act relentlessly is to own your life, shape your destiny, and ensure that nothing can stop the achievement of your vision. The choice is simple. You can wait, dream, and hope, or you can act relentlessly. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail is not luck. It is effort, intensity, and consistency. Winners outwork, outlast, and outthink everyone else because they understand that action is the currency of results, the measure of commitment, and the pathway to mastery. Every day, every hour, every moment is a chance to build momentum, grow skill, and move closer to victory. Those who embrace relentless action understand that success is not accidental, it is intentional, disciplined, and unstoppable. When you commit to outworking everyone, every day, life responds, doors open, opportunities appear, and your momentum becomes a force that others cannot match. You move faster, adapt quicker, and achieve more because your energy is focused, your efforts consistent, and your actions aligned with purpose. Relentless action is not about occasional bursts of effort. It is about a lifestyle, a standard, and a mindset that refuses to be satisfied with anything less than total mastery. The moment you adopt this mindset, the moment you commit to working harder, smarter, and longer than anyone else, you become unstoppable. You create results, dominate your field, and turn dreams into reality. Relentless action is the weapon of winners, the strategy of champions, and the foundation of a life where victory is inevitable. Victory is not accidental. It is the result of focus, persistence, discipline, and unwavering belief. Most people give up long before they reach the finish line. They start with enthusiasm, fueled by temporary motivation, only to falter when challenges arise, when results are delayed, or when the weight of effort begins to feel too heavy. Winning is not for the impatient, the distracted, or the easily discouraged. It is for those who maintain clarity, who protect their energy, and who stay relentlessly focused on the end goal until it is achieved. The victory mindset is not a state of luck. It is a cultivated mental fortress, a framework of thought that refuses compromise, distraction, or surrender. To reach the pinnacle of success, you must internalize this mindset and allow it to dominate every aspect of your life. A victory mindset begins with clarity of purpose. You must know what winning looks like for you and why it matters. Ambiguity is the enemy of focus, and without a clear destination, energy dissipates, effort is wasted, and momentum falters. Winners define their goals with precision. They understand the stakes, visualize the outcome, and commit to achieving it no matter the obstacles. This clarity acts as a compass, guiding every decision, every action, and every thought toward the end goal. Without it, distractions, doubt, and uncertainty infiltrate the mind, causing hesitation and delay. With it, persistence becomes natural and focus becomes unbreakable. The victory mindset requires unshakable belief. Belief is not blind optimism. It is the unwavering certainty that you are capable, that your actions matter, and that your commitment will yield results. Doubt and uncertainty are thieves that steal focus and energy. Every successful person has faced moments of fear, hesitation, and insecurity, but what sets them apart is their ability to believe in themselves when circumstances do not validate it. Belief transforms challenges into opportunities and obstacles into stepping stones. When you internalize the conviction that you will win, you no longer fear failure or delay. You act with purpose, intensity, and unstoppable resolve. Persistence is the heartbeat of a victory mindset. Life will test you relentlessly. Setbacks, failures, and rejection are inevitable. Most people quit at the first sign of resistance, the first obstacle, or the first delay. Winners persist not because the path is easy, but because they refuse to be defeated. Persistence is not passive, it is active engagement with every challenge, every setback, and every moment of uncertainty. It is the commitment to continue moving forward, even when the journey feels endless, even when results are invisible, and even when others doubt your ability to succeed. Victory is reserved for those who endure, adapt, and keep pressing forward when others surrender. Focus is the weapon of champions. The world is filled with distractions, temptations, and noise designed to pull your attention away from your mission. Social media, irrelevant obligations, toxic people, and even your own wavering thoughts can fracture focus and weaken momentum. Winners guard their attention with the ferocity of a lion. They prioritize high-value actions, eliminate unnecessary noise, and channel energy into what matters most. The ability to maintain laser-like focus over days, weeks, months, and years is what allows individuals to accomplish what others deem impossible. Out of all traits, focus multiplies effort, accelerates results, and transforms ordinary action into extraordinary achievement. The victory mindset demands resilience. Challenges will test your strength, endurance, and resolve. Pain, disappointment, and obstacles are inevitable companions on the path to success. The undisciplined falter under pressure, allowing struggle to define them. The resilient embrace difficulty, using it as a catalyst for growth, adaptation, and improvement. Every failure becomes a lesson, every rejection a chance to refine strategy, and every challenge a proving ground. Resilience ensures that setbacks are temporary, motivation is sustained, and energy is redirected toward the mission. Without resilience, persistence is fragile, and focus is easily fractured. With resilience, momentum becomes unstoppable. Action is the engine that powers the victory mindset. Clarity, belief, focus, and persistence mean nothing without consistent, deliberate, and relentless execution. Winners move. They do not wait for perfect conditions, external validation, or ideal circumstances. They act decisively, strategically, and repeatedly, knowing that results are the product of sustained effort. Every step forward, no matter how small, compounds into progress. Every action aligned with purpose builds momentum. The victory mindset is rooted in the understanding that success is earned through repeated, focused, and intentional work. Sacrifice is an unavoidable element. The path to victory often requires giving up comfort, leisure, and immediate gratification in favor of long-term gain. Most people fail because they are unwilling to pay the price. Winners understand that every moment spent distracted, wasting energy, or indulging in temporary pleasure is a moment stolen from success. Sacrifice is not deprivation. It is a conscious choice to invest in your future, to prioritize growth, and to endure discomfort in service of the ultimate goal. The victory mindset thrives on the ability to defer pleasure, resist temptation, and stay committed when the world is comfortable with mediocrity. Gratitude and perspective also strengthen the victory mindset. Champions understand that every struggle, every challenge, and every failure is a teacher. Every victory, no matter how small, is a milestone. Recognizing growth, celebrating progress, and appreciating the journey reinforces commitment and sustains motivation. Gratitude does not diminish ambition, it fuels it. It provides the mental clarity to stay focused, the emotional stability to endure hardship, and the energy to keep moving forward. Perspective allows winners to distinguish between temporary setbacks and permanent defeat, between distraction and opportunity, and between doubt and unwavering belief. The victory mindset is ultimately about identity. It is the internalization of a belief system that defines who you are and what you are capable of achieving. You are not someone who quits when challenges arise. You are not someone swayed by doubt, fear, or distraction. You are someone who persists, who acts relentlessly, and who sees the finish line clearly even when others cannot. Identity shapes behavior. When you adopt the identity of a winner, every thought, action, and decision aligns with that self-concept. You begin to operate from a place of certainty, purpose, and unstoppable momentum. To sustain the victory mindset, you must constantly reinforce it. Daily habits, consistent routines, and intentional mental practices ensure that focus, belief, and resilience remain strong. Reflection, visualization, and self-assessment keep you aligned with your goals. Mentally rehearsing success, confronting fears, and challenging limitations reinforce the belief that victory is inevitable. The mind becomes a machine engineered for success, prepared for adversity, and unwavering in pursuit of the ultimate outcome. Victory is the product of alignment. Your thoughts, beliefs, actions, and habits must all converge toward the same purpose. When your mind is disciplined, your focus unwavering, your persistence relentless, and your actions consistent, winning becomes the natural consequence. It is not luck, chance, or external circumstance that guarantees success. It is the unyielding commitment to stay focused, to persevere, and to act strategically until the goal is achieved. The victory mindset transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary results because it refuses distraction, resists doubt, and channels every ounce of energy toward achievement. To maintain this mindset, remember that winning is not an event, it is a process. There will be moments of doubt, fatigue, and frustration. There will be times when results are slow or obstacles seem insurmountable. The difference is made by those who continue, who remain disciplined, who act decisively, and who focus relentlessly on the prize. The victory mindset ensures that you are never derailed by temporary setbacks because your mind is anchored in purpose, your identity is aligned with success, and your actions are consistent with your goals. When you embrace the victory mindset, you step into a life of unstoppable momentum. You act decisively, endure hardship, maintain focus, and refuse to settle for anything less than your ultimate potential. You internalize the belief that success is not optional. It is a result of alignment, effort, and discipline. Your vision becomes clear, your actions deliberate, and your resolve unbreakable. You move with intensity, consistency, and purpose, understanding that victory is not given. It is earned, fought for, and claimed by those who refuse to quit. The victory mindset ensures that you stay focused until you win. It is the culmination of discipline, persistence, resilience, clarity, and action. It is a mental fortress that protects you from distraction, doubt, and delay. It transforms setbacks into fuel, struggles into lessons, and challenges into opportunities. With this mindset, nothing can derail you. With this mindset, you become unstoppable. With this mindset, victory is not a question. It is the inevitable outcome of your relentless pursuit, unwavering focus, and absolute commitment to winning. As we reach the end of this journey, it is important to realize that everything you have read is not theory, not empty motivation, and not a temporary spark to ignite fleeting inspiration. This is a blueprint, a mindset, and a call to action that demands your commitment, your focus, and your relentless drive. Life does not reward those who wait, those who dream without action, or those who allow distractions and fear to dictate their path. It rewards the relentless, the disciplined, the focused, and those who refuse to settle until they achieve what they came here to claim. You now hold the keys to transforming your thoughts into action, your pain into power, and your vision into reality. You have learned that the journey to victory begins within. Your mind is the battlefield, your thoughts the weapons, and your beliefs the ammunition that fuels every action. Without mastering your mindset, all effort is scattered, all energy is wasted, and all potential remains dormant. But now you know the truth. A focused mind is unstoppable. A disciplined mind conquers every obstacle. A mind committed to growth turns challenges into opportunities and setbacks into stepping stones. You have been given the tools to create the person you must become. The one who refuses to quit, the one who outworks everyone, and the one who continues pushing forward even when the world doubts or opposes you. The power of action cannot be overstated. All the knowledge, strategies, and insights in this book are useless without implementation. Every great life, every extraordinary achievement, and every monumental victory was built on relentless, deliberate, and consistent action. You must move beyond desire, beyond fleeting motivation, and into discipline. You must act when it is hard, when it is inconvenient, and when it is uncomfortable. You must outwork, outlast, and outthink everyone else, because the world belongs to those who refuse to pause until they reach the finish line. Action transforms possibility into reality, vision into results, and dreams into tangible, unstoppable success. You have also seen the immense value in turning struggle into fuel. Life will challenge you, push you to the edge, and demand more than you think you can give. These are not punishments, they are invitations. Every obstacle you face, every failure you endure, and every difficulty you overcome is an opportunity to grow stronger, sharpen your focus, and reinforce the mindset of a winner. Pain is temporary, the power you extract from it lasts forever. The struggle is not the enemy, it is the teacher that shapes you into the person capable of achieving everything you desire. Victory is not a destination, it is a process. It is a lifestyle built on discipline, relentless action, unwavering focus, and resilience in the face of adversity. It is the daily commitment to become better than you were yesterday, to stay true to your purpose, and to refuse compromise until your vision is fully realized. You are not meant to quit, you are not meant to settle, and you are not meant to live small. You are meant to rise, to dominate, and to achieve greatness beyond imagination. Now it is your turn. Everything you have learned, every insight, every strategy, every lesson is useless unless you take it and apply it. The world will not wait. Time will not pause. Success does not negotiate. Focus on yourself. Build your mind. Cultivate discipline. Act relentlessly, and transform struggle into fuel. Keep moving forward, stay unwavering, and refuse to stop until victory is yours. The finish line is ahead, and it will only belong to those who fight for it, focus on it, and commit to it without hesitation. This is your life, your journey, and your win. Claim it.